In today's video, we are going to be breaking down Danny Green and how he shoots the basketball. Danny Green is one of the best shooters in the NBA, so let's get down and let's see how we can shoot just like Danny Green. Okay, so in this clip, he has a quick shot fake and then he goes up for his jump shot. Now, let's see what made this shot go in. Okay, so when he goes up for his shot, and in this case as well as many other clips that we have of Danny Green, he does shoot just like this. So let's see how he shoots. His shoulders are just a bit past his toes, but they do line up with his knees. From there, he does have a 90-degree angle roughly on his knees, which is going to get him a lot of upwards motion into his shot, and he also has roughly 90 degrees when it comes to his hips. This is going to be a nice spring to be able to get him up into the air. This is fantastic. This is a great base. His feet are also very straight in this shot. Other shots, he does sometimes have his right foot slightly move towards or point away from the rim, but that is on very rare occasions. From there, he gathers the ball at his knees and then he goes up into his shooting form or his set point. When he does lift that ball, which is possibly the reason why sometimes he goes on cold streaks, is because when he raises that ball into his set point, he doesn't have the big half circle that you see with some other really great shooters like a Klay Thompson or even a Steph Curry. He bends his elbow to have that ball go straight up into his set point. Now, this could lead to some inconsistencies at times where he may go up into a half circle with using his shoulder to raise that ball instead of his elbow and shoulder, but that is a small issue for Danny Green because he does have a very consistent shot. We can see that because he shoots usually in most cases over 40%. His set point is going to be roughly having his elbow at 90 degrees and his hand is also going to be underneath the ball. Now we can see from other shots, from pictures, I don't have anything closer when it comes to video, but when it comes to pictures, we can see that he does have a gap between his palm and the ball. His wrist also, we've seen in pictures that it does not bend all the way back. It doesn't bend into a 90 degree like a Michael Jordan. It's more of a 30 to 45 degree angle. His offhand is also on the left side. Now, if we go over and then move forward and then see that he does bend his elbow a little bit more when he goes up into the air. Once he hits the top of his jump, he bends his elbow back just a bit more, and then he actually releases that ball just at the tip of his jump shot. He does get a lot of air on his shot, and he does hold his arm straight, elbow above his forehead, which is going to give him arc, and he does have a soft release. There's two types of releases. There's a hard release on the wrist. This would be the wrist. There's also a soft release. The soft release that we see here is going to allow him to have more arc on his shot, while a release like a Michael Jordan release, which we see here where it's a hard release, this being the wrist, would give him more rotation but less arc. Combine the soft release, the locked elbow above his forehead, body straight up and down, shoulders pretty well squared towards the basket, same as his hips. His right knee in this shot does go out towards the front of his body, and we do see that in other clips as well. This is a fantastic shot. Now, when he goes up for his shot, we do see in this clip, we do see his foot pretty well square, or at least pointing towards the basket, but we do see that right knee does bend in slightly as well. However, his body is pretty well squared towards the basket otherwise. We can also see from this clip that he does have his shoulder in line with the basket. That is very important when it comes to being a straight shot. So what you really want to have is your shoulder and elbow in line with the basket. If your elbow is a bit out towards the right side, what you're going to see is a shot that does tend to fly out towards the left side. While if his elbow is too far underneath the ball or towards the left of the ball, that's when the ball will start to then glide right of the rim. The other thing you really want to see is having the ball over top of his elbow. You want to, if your shoulder is in line with the elbow, you really want to have the ball over top of the elbow, because again, same reason, if the ball is on this side of the elbow, the ball is going to tend to go out towards the right side. If the elbow is to the right of the ball is going to go out towards the left. So from there, you want to have essentially the perfect triangle for making the shot, and that goes for whether your body is totally facing the left or right side. It doesn't necessarily matter. You just want to have that triangle in line with the rim. When he does go up for his shot, he does drift forward slightly, about a foot on his shot, which will give him more power towards the rim. But again, this could affect his consistency, which we have seen. And we've seen Lakers and Raptors fans both complain about his inconsistencies. He'll still shoot over 40% on a season, but there's like 2 or 3 games every season in a row that he'll go for 0 for 20, and that just happens. It could be because of this, it may not be, but in general, jumping forward could create an inconsistency in your shot, because if you're jumping a foot forward and then you change that to only jumping a half a foot forward, that ball theoretically could miss the rim short by 6 inches. So you have to keep that in mind. I hope that this video has helped you become a better shooter. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time.